Understanding and knowing students' love languages has been one of the most impactful things that I've done over the years in my classrooms. All the way from very young to college age students, I have been able to understand how my students most feel valued, which has helped me connect with them. That's what love languages is all about. There are 5 different types of love languages, and by understanding them and accessing them, you are able to support your students in a way that makes them feel incredibly valued and loved. This will help them thrive within your classroom. You can also make sure that students are aware of each other's love languages, so when someone needs extra support or help, they are being supported in the way that makes them feel the most valued. The 5 types of love languages, as outlined in Gary Chapman's book, are words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, physical touch, and gifts. We're going to look at what these each mean and what it can look like in the classroom. It's important to begin by making sure that students are able to take a brief assessment that measures what their love languages are. Once they begin the assessment, they'll be asked in each question to choose between 2 different choices of what they would appreciate more. At the end of the assessment, they will add up their number of each different letter to see which one they chose the most, and that is their primary love language. If they have 2 different love languages, you can either select both as their love language or have them determine which one they think is the most accurate. Now we're going to talk about the 5 different types of love languages and what they look like in action and how you can support students who have that love language. The first one is words of affirmation. Words of affirmation really means that students are responding positively to praise. Not everyone loves to be praised publicly or have their successes pointed out, but the students whose love language is words of affirmation feel most loved and valued when they're praised or complimented, and they strive for recognition. They love hearing that they're doing a great job. In order to support students in the classroom, give regular specific positive praise. Public recognition of student academic actions or other actions is a great way to recognize these students because they really value that notoriety and being publicly praised. Calls or letters to family members, talking to other adults positively about the student while they are present are all great ways of supporting them. Another love language is quality time. These are the students you'll notice always want to be around you. They feel loved when the time is spent together, that is uninterrupted, one-on-one, or feels special to them in some way. When they feel like you're giving them your undivided attention, then you're really meeting their love language of needing quality time. This may seem challenging for teachers, but there's lots of ways you can meet this love language. Having the student eat lunch with you as a reward is one way. Asking a student to be a special helper with a project is another. You can even have them be a line leader and just chat with them as you're walking in the hallway. Additionally, acts of service is another love language. This is for students who feel really loved and valued when you go out of your way to specifically help them. So this means that you are finding ways to proactively be on their side and be supporting them as soon as they need it or even before they need it. So offering help when the student is struggling or offering to be a special helper at an important event for the student, such as going out to assistant coach their soccer team, are great ways of meeting their needs. Regularly checking in to see how you can support them is another. Physical touch is another love language that many of our students have. This can be a challenging one to meet in the school environment, but is definitely very, very achievable. Students who have that love language feel most loved and valued through physical touch and body language. So it's important that you're very aware of how you're using your body language when you're in the classroom. In order to make sure that you are meeting the student's needs, but also in an appropriate way, ensure that you're smiling at the student. Use body language that conveys your listening and understanding, such as smiling and nodding. High fives, fist bumps, pats on the back are all great ways to meet the student's needs of physical touch as a love language without feeling like you're crossing any sort of line. Handshakes are another way to teach students a life skill while meeting their love language. And the final love language is gifts. So this doesn't mean that you need to buy your students anything. Students who have gifts as a love language really appreciate tangible expressions of how you value them. So that means that they don't have to keep the things that you give them. It just means that you need to show them tangibly they're valued. They really like to see that love expressed in a way of some sort of item, a note, something like that. So, for example, letting students use your very special markers would be one way that you could show them that they're loved, and that would count as meeting their gift love language, even though they're not keeping it. You can leave special notes on a student's desk. Like I said, allow them to use special markers or supplies that you value. That will make them feel like that you've thought about them and trust them. You can have them be the one to carry clipboards or boxes or other tangible items for you. Again, it's just that tangible expression of love. Talking with students about their love languages is a great way to help them understand that everyone is different and valuable, and that we need to support people not in the way we feel loved, but in the way that they feel loved. So posting students' love languages in the classroom is something that you as a teacher can refer back to often. I find that by posting their names on hearts on the wall under their love language is something that I can look at quickly and easily while I'm teaching in order to make sure I'm best supporting them in the way that they feel most valued. This is especially necessary the more students that you have. It really helps you understand, okay, I can tell that the student's having a bad day. I'm going to look at their love language, and then I'm going to make sure that that's how I'm speaking to them to make them feel the most valued. I hope you found this helpful and that you'll use love languages in your classroom.